There's this myth out there that chocolate soufflé is a really hard, complicated dessert, but it only uses a few ingredients and it comes together fast. But there are a couple tricks to success, and I'll walk you through those today. This chocolate soufflé recipe only uses 6 ingredients. This is 6 ounces of dark chocolate. Use the best quality chocolate you can find because that is the flavor of the dish. 2 tablespoons of brewed coffee, 1 tablespoon of butter, and then I'll bring this over to the stove. I have about a ½ inch of water simmering in this pot, and the important thing when you're melting chocolate is not to let it burn, and that's why we use a water bath on the bottom. It's a very gentle heat, and I can kind of leave this here on low heat while I butter my molds. This recipe makes 4 individual soufflés. I use a pastry brush and lightly butter the inside of the molds to coat. I want to coat the bottom, and then as I coat the sides, use upward strokes with the brush. And this kind of signals for the soufflé to rise up. All of these ramekins have a little inside lip. I want to butter that also. Now these are almost ready, but I want to coat them in sugar. So coat all the way around and tap out the excess. Now I have to check on my chocolate. This is melted and smooth. I'm going to bring it back to my station. To the chocolate mixture, I want to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and my 3 egg yolks. And I just want to let this cool while I whip my egg whites. When beating egg whites, it's good in the beginning to beat it on low just to break up the egg whites and make it more liquid. And then 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. And then increase the speed. I'm basically making a meringue, but I don't want to add the sugar until I've gained a little bit of volume in the eggs. You can see from where you are, these are what I would call very soft peaks. They barely hold their shape, but not quite. And now I'm ready to start adding the sugar. Mixer is on high. I want to whip it until the egg whites are stiff and glossy, but not dry. So I'm at that stage. You can see that this is a stiff peak. I'm ready to fold these into the chocolate. So the first thing I do is I fold in about 1/3 to lighten it, and then it's easier to fold in the rest. And it helps to use big, long strokes to keep all the air in there. Now I fill the molds. The idea here is I want to overfill the molds actually. And you can take a flexible spatula, I have a bench scraper, anything with a straight edge, even a butter knife, and I want to just level the soufflés, and I'm going to pour it back into the bowl just to catch the drips. So kind of a quick motion, and then give it a tap for any extra bubbles. Now a final sprinkling of sugar on top. I just like that this gives it a little bit of crunch and texture. Sometimes you see people run their thumb around the edge of the ramekin, just an extra insurance policy. Without further ado, these go into the oven, which I have at 425. 425 is fairly hot. I want that initial blast of hot air so that the air in the whites expands and they start to rise. But they also need a bit of time to cook through, so I'm going to drop the temp immediately down to 400. It's been 14 minutes. I know! Okay. I'm very pleased at how these look. Flat top, straight sides. The thing about soufflés is you want to serve them as soon as they come out of the oven. I mean, the moment they're ready, because they'll start to deflate. Spoon into the center, which is still, you can see the texture, it's still custardy and soft. I have crème anglaise here. Crème anglaise is a fancy term for basically melted vanilla ice cream. It is the ice cream base. It is 11:47 a.m. I've had my coffee, but nothing else. So my breakfast is chocolate soufflé. Not too bad. They're so light, but so chocolatey. It's really become one of my favorite entertaining desserts and also perfect for Valentine's Day. So thank you for watching. I hope you try chocolate soufflé at home.